Hey up. Well, the weather's not too great here. It's definitely winter in Florida. But I've had a couple of people ask, how do I connect my iPad and my iPhone to my chart plotters? And this video is going to be about that. So, if you're not technically minded, you're probably going to skip this one. But this is for Aussie John and a few others that have asked about this.
We're the Redneck Redcoats, and we're sailing SV, fresh to Solden.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together.
So the first thing we need to do is set up the chart plotter to actually be able to connect to the iPad. And to do that, you're going to go into the settings on the home screen and then scroll down to where it says Wi-Fi sharing. You're going to click on the button that says allow devices to connect via Wi-Fi and then go on to Wi-Fi connection settings. You're then going to give it a Wi-Fi name and a password. And if you've already downloaded the Raymarine app from the Apple Store, you can click on the mobile app access and change it to either viewing only or remote control. This app allows you to control the chart plotter from your iPad, but I was also able to use it to screen capture the video for this. And then once you've done that, you can go into your iPad or your iPhone and connect to the Wi-Fi settings and connect to the chart plotter. Once you've done all of that, you can open up the Navionics app on your iPad or your iPhone, and then what you want to do is go into the paired devices and make sure that the chart plotter shows up. From there you can tell the Navionics app which data sets that you want to upload to your chart plotter. In this case, I'm transferring everything. If it's been successful, what you'll start to see is a little rotating cog icon, and you'll see that as the data is being transferred up, it changes from a dark blue to a light blue. Because I was recording this on my iPad, it didn't have internet connection, so what was happening was I got an error message basically saying it could not upload the sonar log to the Navionics servers, and that's what the little orange exclamation mark was about. So once you've transferred everything, what you need to do is then go back to the home screen and click on My Data. You're then going to click on the import and export and import from card. You're then going to click on the Navionics folder as well as the archive folder. At this point you've got a choice. You can either import everything or you can import individual items. To import an individual route, just go into the routes folder and then choose which route you want to import. You click on the route and it will begin to import. Once it's completed, it'll give you a warning message, and then you can go back to the home screen, go back to your charts, and then select that route from the available routes. I was also asked, how do I set up the chart plotter to see different views, turn off the annoying shallow water red dot markers that are everywhere, and what data do I display on my chart plotters. To do that, you go into the settings menu from within the actual chart. To me, the most important one is the view and motion, and I have that set to relative motion, and normally it's set to course up, but I was messing around with the heads up. And then you can also decide whether you want the boat in a partial offset, full offset, or in the center. I found that the boat icon in the partial offset allows you to see the data around it a lot better. The only one that we haven't used at all is the north up setting, because if north is behind you, it turns the map 180 degrees around and makes it very difficult to follow. So we normally have it so that the course that we're following is course up. And then we have 3 ley lines that we like to use. There's a black, a blue, and then a dotted. The dotted one is the course of the waypoint that you're following, and the blue and the black are your direction based on wind and tide. To set those up, you need to set your boat to boat type. In our case, it's a sail cruiser, and then I've clicked on the show wind shifts. So when you first get your chart plotter, the shallow area is automatically selected on. It places a whole bunch of red dots all over the chart, depending on what those settings are. I personally don't use it because I'm looking at my chart, so I turn mine off automatically. The other thing that you can add to the display is data overlays, and by doing that you go into the page settings, click on edit overlays, then you add, and then you select which type of data that you want to place on your screen. Mine's set up so that I track the route ETA, so I know what time and what day I'm going to get to my destination, as well as a clock time that's set to the current time zone. And then I have different data being displayed in my data too, so I can track my depth, my speed over ground, my average wind speed, apparent wind speed, my route TTG, which is the amount of time left to get to the end of my route in hours, and what direction the wind is coming from.
So I hope I didn't bore you too much. That's how we've set our chart plotters up. If you've liked that, or you want to hear about how we've set up other things, just put a comment in below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. We're trying to get to 500 so that we can get the community page, because we'd like to be able to post pictures and announcements and things on that. So that would really help us out. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate that too. Thank you to our Patreons. I know we've only got a couple of them at the moment, but they are really helping us out. We're trying to save up for some new camera equipment, and that's going to go a long way to helping that. Bit of a real-time update. We're going to start heading towards the Bahamas over the next couple of weeks, hoping to get there to mid-March, beginning of April, and we're going to spend a couple of months there before we start heading back up north for hurricane season. So if you're in the Bahamas and you're a kid boat, we would love to hear from you, because we've got 3 teenagers that would love to make some new friends. So we'll see you in a bit. Bye.